Welcome once again to Commander by Damon. Today we continue our series building decks around the new commanders from Dominaria United. Today we're looking at building around Shanna, Purfying Blade. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. I've been very happy with the growth this channel has had so far, and I'm excited to see where we're going. If you have questions about the deck, feel free to leave a comment. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Shanna, Purfying Blade is a 3-mana, 3/3 legendary human warrior with lifelink. She says at the beginning of our end step, we may pay X. If we do, we draw X cards. However, X cannot be greater than the amount of life we gain this turn. There are several ways to build around Shanna, Purfying Blade. We could go for a sort of Aura Voltron strategy, lots of good auras in Bant, as well as Enchantress support for extra card draw. We could go for a stacks deck where we shut our opponents down completely, but I decided to just go with a good old-fashioned Lifegain deck, along with some Lifegain payoffs. Lifegain isn't exactly the strongest of strategies though, so to help with that, I decided to forego any budget restrictions. The deck wound up being around $650, with about half of that being lands. Apologies to your wallet. But before we get into the deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, 1 sudden I win card. Now, Shanna can draw us a lot of cards, assuming we gained enough life and assuming we have the mana. So let's start by looking at our mana. For lands, we're running Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Seaside Citadel, Spara's Headquarters, Windswept Heath, Flooded Strand, Misty Rainforest, Verdant Catacombs, Arid Mesa, Scalding Tarn, Temple Garden, Hallowed Fountain, Breeding Pool, Bountiful Promenade, Sea of Clouds, Rejuvenating Springs, Blossoming Sands, Tranquil Cove, Thornwood Falls, Sunpetal Grove, Glacial Fortress, Hinterland Harbor, Arctic Treeline, Glacial Floodplain, Rimewood Falls, Reliquary Tower, 4 forests, 5 plains, and 2 islands. Our mana ramp consists of Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and the Great Henge for mana rocks, Mirari's Wake as a mana doubler, Druid class to play additional lands and for some light life gain, 3 visits, Farseek, Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, and Skyshroud Claim to fetch additional lands. Our card draw is mostly focused on life gain, adding synergy with our commander. To start, we have Archivist of Ogma, Faithful Mending, Courser of Krufix, Shamanic Revelation, Cloudblazer, and Tachyova Benthic Druid. Wizard class is another way to ensure we have no maximum hand size, Ristic Study for stacks and card advantage, as well as Joint Exploration, Growth Spiral, Eureka Moment, and Urban Evolution. I know that some people consider these to be mana ramp rather than card advantage, but you aren't always guaranteed to have a land in hand or even to draw one when you cast them, so to me, they're card advantage. For interaction, we've got a light counterspell package in Negate and Dovin's Veto. Primal Command is a flexible card and serves as our first piece of graveyard hate, next to Return to Nature and Scavenging Ooze. For additional spot removal, we're running Disenchant, Naturalize, Heliod's Intervention, and Pest Infestation. Authority of the Consuls is a very good magic card, easily one of the best 1-drops in Commander, but it will be a workhorse in this deck. For protection, we're running Tamio's Safekeeping and Teferi's Protection. Our board wipes consist of Cyclonic Rift, Hour of Revelation, Hour of Reckoning, and Ajani, Strength of the Pride. And now we come to the core of our deck. To start, we've got Ajani's Welcome, Cleric class, Essence Warden, Soul Warden, Prosperous Innkeeper, Suture Priest, Charming Prince, Retreat to Kazandu, Angel of Vitality, Knight of Autumn, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, Tristani, Selesnia's Voice, Dream Trawler, Elder Gargaroth, Archangel of Thune, and Hydroid Krasis. Panharmonicon is also here to help double up all of our Enter the Battlefield triggers. Now, with all that additional life gain, what are some payoffs we could add? How about Resplendent Angel, the Book of Exalted Deeds, Crested Sunmare, and Valkyrie Harbinger. We're also running Aetherflux Reservoir and Approach of the Second Sun, both of which are on theme and excellent win conditions. Now let's compare our deck to our checklist and see how we did. 49 mana sources split between 37 lands and 12 pieces of ramp. A little low, but we have 6 more cards that can get us additional lands into play, so we're fine. 14 pieces of card advantage, counting our commander, 13 pieces of interaction, 4 board wipes, 3 pieces of graveyard hate, 2 sudden I win cards. So our deck checks all the boxes and is a ton of fun to play. There is so much synergy in this deck, it brings my Spellslinger heart a ton of joy. We aren't oppressive to play against, and we're not overpowering our opponents. But we have a ton of value, and every card plays off of every other card. So you feel like you're playing a combo deck, but all you're doing is drawing cards and gaining life. Until eventually, you win the game. Now, if you wanted to make this deck stronger, you could go with a Flicker theme. Adding cards like Ephemerate or Ghostly Flicker to double the end of the battlefield triggers of our cards, making them trigger more every turn. Having something like Wilderness Reclamation or Teferi, Hero of Dominaria to help untap our lands, so that we can have more mana to pump into Shanna to draw more cards, would also increase the power of our deck. But I wasn't going for power. I wanted something fun, but not necessarily budget. This deck isn't exactly a meme. We do have quite a few ways to win in this deck, the most common being a board full of angels and beating our opponents to death. I'm very happy with how this deck turned out and can't wait to see it in action. Are you building Shanna Purfying Blade? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I did want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons, Jiraiya, Waffles, Muffins, Casey, Danny, Nick, and Marcus. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.